Hi everyone. Today we are wrapping up lesson 5.5 with 5.5b day 2. We're going to continue to find and graph the x and y coordinates from an equation in standard form. So just to summarize from yesterday, as you might recall, we said that if we're trying to find the x-intercept, we make our y value 0. If we're trying to find the y-intercept, we find our x value 0. And just as a quick recollection, if we have a line, oh, that's a bad line. This would be my y-intercept. This would be my x-intercept. So let's try to find the x and y-intercepts for this equation. 3x minus 5y equals negative 45. So again, if I want to find my x-intercept, I'm going to make y 0. So if I have 3x minus 5y equals 45, and I make this 0, negative 5 times 0 is 0. This just goes away. So I'm left with 3x equals negative 45. If I went the other way, I shouldn't have written all over that, and made my x 0, I would be left with negative 5y equals negative 45. And then I just solve them like basic one-step equations. So here I would divide by 3. So when y was 0, x would be negative 15. Now here, let's divide by 5 to find out what my y-intercept is. Y would be negative 45 divided by negative 5 is positive 9. So those would be my two intercepts. Let's find the x-intercept for this one. For x-intercept, I make my y 0. My y is 0. My minus 4y goes away, and I'm just left with 14x equals negative 7. Well, I would divide both sides by 14. And you'll see I do not get a whole number. Not all standard form equations will give you nice whole number intercepts. In this case, it's not so terrible. It's negative 1/2. If I simplify 7/14, which you can at least come close to graphing. I didn't clear my screen again. I'm so bad about that. So I want to find the y-intercept here. If finding the y-intercept, I make x 0. 3 times 0 is 0, so I'm left with negative 8y equals 26. Divide both sides by negative 8. And I get y equals, well, 26 over negative 8. It's going to be negative. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. And I can simplify 26/8 to 13/4. Again, I wouldn't want to probably use that for graphing purposes because 13/4 is 3.25 would not be an easy number to graph. Okay, we're going to find the x and y intercepts here and graph it. Gives me a hint that they're probably going to be pretty easy numbers. Okay, so for my x-intercept, I make y 0, which leaves me with 4x plus y. Oh, no, I don't have a y. I just said I made it 0. 4x equals 0. Wow, well, if I divide by 4, I get 0. I don't even have to solve my y-intercept because we already know now, just looking at this, if I make my x 0, when x is 0, y is 0. We already know that. I could solve it. If I made my x 0, I'm left with this, and it just says y equals 0. This would probably be a direct variation. I have a dot right in the middle at 0, 0. So kind of a weird one. It can be right here. So my line would cross whichever way it goes. I don't know what it is. It's probably going to be a negative slope. And it's going to cross this way. And the only place it's going to touch my x-axis or my y-axis is right here at 0, 0. Grocery store. Apples cost 50 cents each. Grapefruits cost $2 each. I want to spend exactly $15. So let's think about this. If each apple, X's apple, costs 50 cents, so 0.5 or 0.50, and each grapefruit costs $2, so 2y would tell me my total cost of grapefruits, and I want my total to be exactly $15. What are some possible combinations? Well, one thing I can think of is, what if I only bought apples? If I only bought apples and I didn't buy any grapefruit, I would have 0.5x equals 15. Divide each side by 0.5 or 0.5 or 0.50, depends on how you wrote it. And I would find that I could buy 30 apples and spend exactly $15. This would be, if I were graphing it, this would be my x-intercept. I made my y value 0. What if I bought only grapefruit? Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'll show you why in a second. If I bought only grapefruit, I can divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. It would tell me that I could buy 7.5 grapefruits, which is cool in theory. However, I have never been into a grocery store where they let me buy a half of a grapefruit. So this probably isn't a very valuable number. Now, I could still graph it and draw my line and find different combinations. So instead, let's think about, what if I bought 2 apples? If I bought 2 apples, how many grapefruits could I buy? Well, 2 apples would be $1. 2 times my 50 cents each plus 2y, because I don't know how many grapefruits I can buy, would equal $15. So since this is $1, oops, I lost my pen. So this is, now it went forward, but we remember the situation. This is $1 plus 2y would equal $15. subtract 1 from both sides. And I would find that $2 per grapefruit for $14 would lead me to 7 grapefruits. So I could buy 1 apple and, 2 apples and 7 grapefruits. That would be a combination that works. You could make a whole table coming up with all the different combinations. I have a different example here. What combination of $5 and $10 bills could make $50 total? So let's think about this. If I have $5 bills, that would be 5x. So if I have 1, I have $5. If I have 2, I have $10. 3, I have $15, etc. Then I have $10 bills. And my total is $50. Let's make a table this time. See if we can come up with a whole bunch of combinations. So let's do X and Y. First of all, I do know, and maybe you figure this out too, I'm going to need an even number of $5 bills or 0. 0 is even, but if I have an odd number, it's always going to end in a 5. And since I'm going exactly $50, I can't have a 5. But I can have 0. If I have 0 $5 bills, that means I need 5 $10 bills, because 5 times 10 is 50. What if I have 0 $10 bills? Well, then I could have 10 $5 bills, because 5 times 10 is 50. Those are my intercepts. But like I said, I can count by 2s. So if I had 2 $5 bills, that's $10, which leaves me with $40. So 10 times 4. I could have 4 $5 bills, that's $20, which leaves me with $30 to make here. So I would have 3 $10 bills. I'm going to go over here. I could have 6 $5 bills, that's $30, which leaves me with $20. So I'd have 2 $10 bills. I could have 8 $5, that is $40, which leaves me with 1. Those are all my combinations. So that's it. Have a great day.